tough situation this week with your client, and I just want to share a little bit about what happened and some of the things that you did that really impressed me about your willingness to do the right thing. What we're talking about here is, it's not an issue that comes up a lot. If you sniff it out, you can try to create some protection for your clients. And in this particular case, you always wonder when a buyer's going to buy a home and it's occupied, no matter who's living in it, the owner's living in it or a tenant's living in it, are they going to move out of the house when escrow closes? What guarantees do you have? Mm-hmm. And the only guarantee you have, honestly, is the contract states they must do so. Yeah. And if they don't, you're stuck with using law to fix that problem and hire an eviction person. In this particular case, Corry, you sensed something was wrong. The owner was living in the home with more than just himself, mm-hmm. and you had a sense. What was the sense that you had that they might not move out, and you were representing the seller?
The sense that I had that they may not move out was the going back and forth with the plans, him telling me something one day and then not holding strong to it the next day.
So he would agree to something and the next day he's changing his mind.
Correct.
Now you did something, and this is where I was really impressed. He told the other agent that he didn't trust his client may move out on the day escrow was going to close. He just smelled it. Most listing agents are going to just close their eyes and hope to God they move out. But you didn't. You warned them. And you said something to me that I'll never forget. Ed, I'm willing to cancel the deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just not sure they're going to move out. I'm willing to kill the deal. Yeah. You put your commission check as the lowest priority in this situation. Mm-hmm. And I just want to commend you on that. But what happened next was there was an agreement to hold back a certain amount of money, right? Creating risk for the owner, the occupant, that if he didn't move out, the buyer got some money for relief. Correct. And did the owner move out?
The owner is still there.
The owner's still there.
The owner's still there. But what Ed said, we did assure the buyer what could possibly happen, and which is part of the reason why we held money back into escrow. Yeah. Right. So he's still there, and we're still working on it and trying to figure it out.
Yeah, listen, we are in the middle of the battlefield right now.
We are.
This is kind of our daily life. But I will say what you did was you warned the buyer, mm-hmm. made them fully aware, and got the agreement from your client to give them money if they didn't perform. They didn't perform. Yeah. So at least we did what we could do on our end. And now we got to let time and the law fix everything else.
Yeah, correct. I think just letting all sides know of what can happen and what can possibly happen and how we can work past it really made the situation much easier. Even though it's not easy, it made it simpler than what it could have been.
For sure. And I will tell you, 37 years of doing this business, I have not run into an owner who wouldn't move out. I've run into issues where tenants would move out. So this is not a common happening, but it is a possible happening. You just have to be aware enough to pay attention that it could happen, and then you do what you got to do. Correct. So I wouldn't run around as a seller putting in all these constraints for buyers or a buyer putting constraints against sellers if they won't move out, because honestly, it rarely happens. But if you smell something looks a little bit off, just be aware.
Just be honest and be aware of it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Good job, man. Thanks. Got it.